Oh shit.
That some days will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget. And all the reckless nights you won't regret. Someday someone's gonna change.
The world's next pop mega hit will be in the key of A major. I'll tell you why in a tick. Did you know that Drake is the most Shazammed artist of all time, with 350 million Shazams? I don't know why. Nor do I know why Tones and I's Dance Monkey has 36.6 million Shazams, making it the most Shazammed song of all time.
Shazam!
But I do know that nobody saw it coming. The Shazam app, as we currently know it, achieved critical mass around 2009. This was around the time that both Apple and Samsung's first smartphones hit the market. Since then, the app has identified over 100 billion songs. Thanks to a quality product, consistent usage, market dominance, and a shitload of data, Shazam became valuable.
Shazam!
Apple bought it for $400 million in 2018. In 2023, Shazam pulled in $92 million in revenue. It's generally understood that the company turns a profit. People use Shazam, and Shazam uses people. Its game is data and the interpretation of data. Before Shazam, social media, and other similar platforms, the music industry worked by the light of oil lamps and communicated via carrier pigeons. Now they're robotic sentinels, always on, always scanning.
Fuck you, asshole.
Your Shazams are turned into data, which are, theoretically, turned into products. New artists, new songs, new genres, new tours. I don't know why Dance Monkey was, and is, so popular. It's probably due to its simple composition. The song is made up of 4 chords and 4 to 5 notes. It's easy to hum and worms its way into your brain. It asks nothing of you.
Human music. I like it.
I can only guess though. There are people and programs at Shazam that probably do know why Dance Monkey set the world afire, or think they know why. Shazam and record labels are sleeplessly working over a single billion-dollar question. How can we figure out what the next big thing is going to be? Shazam prides itself on the strength of its predictive analytics. It releases yearly predictions lists, artists it believes will hit the big time. If 2024's list is anything to go by, Shazam is not so much clairvoyant as it is a blind squirrel. We can't really know exactly how powerful or correct Shazam's analysis is across the board. The squirrel probably has found some decent sized nuts, though if they were game-changingly big, we probably would have heard about them. Data-based recommendations still haven't changed the fact that, in the UK in 2021, 9 out of 10 signed commercial artists were not expected by their labels to succeed. Predictive analytics, it seems, are not a silver bullet. They're just the new hotness.
Future's now, old man.
It's worth stating first of all that the advent of social media has, to some extent, rebalanced the power dynamic between record companies and artists. Record companies are no longer the gatekeepers of talent, radio play, and notoriety. In other words, artists don't need labels to make money as much as they used to, and they definitely can make more when they're independent. As well as analytics, record companies use social media and streaming platforms to identify talent. The former tactic is proactive, but inherently less reliable. The latter two are reactive, though they carry a more accessible upside. Equal opportunity platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube have critical mass, so the cream more quickly and easily rises to the top. Cream here referring to the most popular, commercially viable prospects, and not necessarily those who are the most original or artistically compelling.
You know, once the cream always rises to the top.
Dude, and you're like made of cream, dude, and your cream is all over his face, man.
For that reason, the A&R function of a record label works slightly differently now than it has traditionally. Assuming they can worm their way into contention, record companies know that bets can be made more readily because they're far less risky. There's no denying that the commercialization of pop music has become faster and more surgical, and that data has played a part. Here's how it works. A prospective artist is inspired by the it sound of the time. The artist makes a song adhering to that sound. The song achieves popularity through social channels, and because these channels deal in bite-sized content, this happens with unprecedented speed. Shazam and other streaming platforms further boost the exposure and success of the song and the artist, and in doing so, said platforms record data about the song's popularity and its life cycle. Opportunistic record companies converge on the artist, sign them if they can, and merge all available data into their own predictive models, such as they may be.
Shazam!
Meanwhile, future artists, whether or not they realise it, use these data in different ways to intuit the it sound of the time. Of course, the cycle repeats. In the last few years, it's elevated artists like Olivia Rodrigo, Lil Nas X, Maneskin, Tyler, and Chappell Roan to notoriety in their respective subgenres. The industry seems to be growing. I think, however, that growth is more thanks to social media than to the magic of predictive analytics. Thanks to the democratization of technology, more people than ever are trying to get in on this feedback loop. There are more winners in today's world, but there are also far more losers. That's how the Pareto principle works, broadly speaking. 80% of the songs that make it to your ears come from 20% of the total pool of artists. Record companies can simply wait for the public to elect its next stars, then swoop in to claim them. As good as predictive analytics can be, they can't yet trump the natural order of things. The labels don't care, naturally. They're in competition with each other and will always look for an edge. It stands to reason then that today's biggest winner will be the one with the shiniest crystal ball. The industry is big, complicated, and in flux. Everyone's searching for the holy grail, and they think that big data, AI, or some combination of the two will lead them there. The question is, will it? Let's do something more fun now.
Good news!
These are the 100 most Shazam songs of the 2010s. Let's aggregate the data and see if we find anything out. With the help of TuneBat, I've broken down these chart toppers by genre, tempo, sentiment, and BPM. The most common song key is F sharp minor or A major. The average song duration is 3 minutes and 45 seconds, and the most common song duration is 3 minutes 29 seconds. The average happiness level is 50, and the most common happiness level is 79. The average beats per minute is 105, and the most common BPM is 129. The most common subgenre is dance pop. Next, I ran the analysis again for the most Shazam songs of the 2020s so far. The most common song key is G minor or B flat major, just a semitone higher than the 2010s average. The average song duration is 3 minutes 14 seconds, and the most common song duration is 3 minutes 29 seconds, the same value as the 2010s. The average happiness level is 65, and the most common happiness level is 79, again, just like the 2010s. The average BPM is 113, and the most common BPM is 105.
Shazam!
Crunching all of these numbers back together, here's my prediction. The next successful mega pop hit will be in the key of A major. Its tempo will be 113 beats per minute, it will have an overly positive theme, and it'll run for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. This takes us back to the crystal balls. The data we get from Shazam, streaming services, and other platforms are lagging indicators. They confirm what was successful and not necessarily what will be. A single successful Motown-coded hit in 2025 might predict a Motown revival, though it's much more likely that it won't. Analysing historical data to uncover future trends is not a bad idea in and of itself, though generally speaking, history-based predictions are far more likely to be successful if you take a long-term view and look at your samples in aggregate. It's more beneficial to look at what hasn't changed over the years rather than what has changed. That's what I've done here. Maybe it's what Shazam has done too.
Shazam!
Let's see if that's true by comparing my findings with Shazam's artist predictions for 2025. Shazam's trending genres are based on Shazam data and the verification of editors. It's important to note that the company's predictions have a global focus, so they don't zero in on Western music. Let's look at pop, since that was the most represented genre in the most Shazammed songs of the 2010s list. Bee and Her Business is tipped to have a big 2025. If we look at the song Shazam recommends, how does it compare with the database prediction I made? Safety Net, Bee's breakout hit, is in the key of C sharp minor or E flat major. Its tempo, 128 beats per minute. Its happiness level is 84. Duration, 3 minutes, 24 seconds. Close, but not quite there. What about Reseen and their song Love Attack? Key is E flat minor or G flat major. 112 BPM. 86 happiness level. 3 minutes, 20 seconds long. So either I'm wrong, or Shazam is wrong, or we're both wrong. My point here is that, right now, your guess is as good as theirs. I'll be prowling about the internet waiting for my predicted song to emerge, and if it does, you'll know about it. The data may one day prove there's a common formula for a successful hit. Regardless, in the best case scenario, artists will continue to emerge out of the social media melting pot, and free market consensus, for better or worse, will continue to shape popular music. The worst case scenario is that AI music creation makes it beyond the novelty stage. It probably already has. It's speculated that Katy Perry's latest album, 1432, was created by a robot. We can't know for sure. But when AI music creation tools mature, it's not ludicrous to imagine a world in which hundreds of new mechanical artists and songs flood the market every week. You're dealing with minuscule costs and huge potential upsides. Only one of your 1,000 AI songs needs to make it big for the whole venture to be insanely profitable. That's the industry that Mikey Schulman, CEO at Suno, is trying to bring in. If he does, even Shazam and its huge data lakes won't mean shit. None of this matters, really.
Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece?
Can you?
The world's gonna end probably soon. Use my recommended pop song formula while you can, make $1 bajillion, and buy a condo on Olympus Mons. You're welcome.
I love you, baby. You're the best, baby. You make me so happy.